What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. So, we haven't spoken about drip marketing in a while. The last time we spoke about drip marketing was probably during the anticipation for Arlecchino, if not right before it, and we had 4.5, which was a very, very stale patch. But, nonetheless, we have a brand new character, Emilie, who will be introduced in Genshin 4.8. I didn't do drip marketing for Chlorine because Chlorine was obviously drip marketed and showcased and everything when I was during recovery. Like, I had surgery as well as, a lot of things has happened. But regardless, Emilie is a Dendro 5-star unit and she'll be introduced at the very last update before we head over to Natlan. Now, what's interesting is we already know a couple things that we'll be expecting for Emilie, and I know some things already regards to Emilie's kit. So, Emilie was originally assumed to be a support that would be very, very good with Chlorine, because obviously Chlorine doesn't work with Arlecchino, as that was a false leak back in the days. And we were thinking, hey, is Chlorine going to be working around Electrocharge with Siegeween? We should be working around Aggravate. Well, interesting enough, Emilie actually has something within her kit which reduces damage done to opponents or done to enemies if you do a quicken reaction, and it's quite a significant nerf, to damage. So I'm talking 90% of your damage. If you do a quicken reaction with Emilie, it's gonna be like, no, do not use Electro with her at all. Hell no, okay? So that is one of the biggest hell no's. Quicken, Hyper Bloom spread, Aggravate, you don't do it. Emilie is a no-go. So Chlorine, Raiden, any of those things, any of those people, you want to stay the hell away from Emilie, okay? Now, what I'm going to say is, there was an artifact set that was also put with the Bond of Life artifact set, which focused on burning reactions and increasing damage if done off-field and if the active character is on-field as well. Now, this doesn't boost the reaction damage, but this mainly is a buff that is present when you create the reaction. So, that is very similar to Chevreuse, because Chevreuse was someone who improved damage and created a buff and reduced resistances when there was an overload reaction, not boosting the overload reaction as a whole. Now, Emilie looks, I'm not gonna lie, her design is a little mid in my opinion. You don't need to have massive booba and look thick and cool, because I mean, there's a lot of other characters that I like. Chiori, I like Navia, I like Furina, Arlecchino of course, Chlorinde of course, but there's a lot of 4 stars that I don't mind who look cool. But Emilie, she's giving 5-star Sucrose. It's giving Fontanian Lisa. It's giving, a auntie who sells flowers and perfume. I mean, she does sell perfume, but I mean, not for me personally. Emilie is, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like her design, I need her. But meta-wise, gameplay-wise, she may be a very, very interesting character. And that will be useful for going into Natlan, because burning is a reaction that a lot of people do not like, and would only use it if they're doing a burning melt or a overburn team. This is where you would use Pyro and Dendro, and you would create a reaction which is burning, and because of the application of Pyro onto Dendro, Dendro actually keeps the consistent burning and Pyro application on an enemy, depending on how much application you have. If you have too much Dendro application, then it cancels it out. But if you got enough Pyro and enough Dendro, you will have consistent Pyro application and a burning effect, so you can melt or vaporize onto enemies. Now, that is brilliant, but how is that going to work with Emilie? Does that mean that if you try to do an overburn reaction, will that mess Emilie up? Do you need to go ahead and do something else in regards to your rotations? Or is this going to be the change, the change where Dea will be useful in proccing the burning, as well as having other 4-stars who have been slept on, or introducing new teams that will utilize Pyro and Dendro and make burning and Burgeon, you know, kind of thrive, if that makes sense. Because those reactions have been slept on. No one uses Burgeon because the AoE explosion does so much damage to the character. Burning itself, it triggers so much damage to the active character. What is the point? There's no point at all. None whatsoever. But if you had a 5-star unit who reduces damage and stops you from taking self damage whenever certain ultimate or certain thing is on field from burning reactions, well, hell yeah, you're gonna want to get her because you can try out something new and do something completely different, and this will be fun for going into Natlan. Does this mean that you need to skip Chlorine? I'm not gonna lie, Chlorine is looking a bit decent. She's kind of like a better Kashing at C6. She's like your Raiden Shogun, but with just a bit more electro application at times, a bit more fun, interesting animations, but she's gonna be like a C0, meh, C6, insanely broken, C2, Raiden CT. You see the same, like the same concept, but Emilie, she's looking interesting. Am I gonna pull for her? Probably not, but maybe we'll see if there's anything that's interesting and we'll find out in the dev live stream. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. It's been your boy. Peace.